Today, our Archicad tip of the week is how you access the still profile library. If you've not done this before, it's pretty easy. The still profile library is a standard in Archicad. You go to your options menu, you go to complex profile, and you go open up your import standard still profile. Now, this is how you also create, as I just talked about a few minutes ago, is how you create complex profiles. So obviously, if I was going to create a new complex profile, I would go to options, complex profile, profile manager. But in this case, I want to import standard still profiles from our standard still profile database. And then, so this dialog will open up. And then once that's open, we can start to add the profiles in here. So what you do is you go to select the individual profiles here, click add profile to project, and we'll add those in here. Now, before you do that, you want to select what type of steel that you need, right? First, you want to define your country code. So is it going to be US Imperial? Are you from Italy? Are you from South Africa? From Spanish, wherever you're from. And so you want to select your country code. After that, you want to go in and select the standard profiles, the standard steel shapes you need. So if I'm in the US market, I want an I or H shape. I want to select the first one, or maybe a C or U shape. I select the second one, T shape, L shape, rectangular hollow, or circular hollow. Once you selected the type, it'll show those available profiles. You can then sort them by name, or I can sort them, in this case, I've sorted them by size for G1, or size for G2, G3, G4. So you can basically sort that. So if you're working with with a structural engineer and he's defined specific steel elements for your project, this is where you can add those in. So once you've done that, you then want to go and start to individually select each of your steel elements. Once you've selected those components, you click Add Profile to Project. It then adds them into our list on the right-hand side. By default, this list does not have anything in it. So once you've add your steel profiles in there, import will now become active. And before you import it in, make sure it's the correct material. I see this all the time. People add the steel in, and it's set to brick, or it's set to some other default. And so you didn't need to change it after the fact. So do it before you actually add it into your project. That way you don't have to change it after you've done it. So you can go up here, change it to whatever material it needs to be, and then go import. Once you've imported it, you can then open up your beam settings or your column settings. And you'll see now that these are the steel shapes I just imported in. Now the ones above are ones that are defaults in Archicad for our complex profiles. And if you haven't done this before, in a beam tool, this is our basic beam shape, just a rectangular shape, and this is the complex profile shape. Same thing would be for walls. You'd have a simple wall, composite wall, and a complex profile wall. The same thing would be for beams. You'd have a circular beam, a square beam, and then of course our complex profile beam. No, excuse me, column is what I meant. So anyway, so then you go ahead and add that in, and now you can go to start to place. You start to place the column and the beam either in 2D or 3D, depending on how you want to do that. That is our tip of the week.